Joining the debate tonight, as we also look at the political angle to it, as Chidambaram today very clearly said that Baba Ramdev has been propped up by the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. All of this happening on a day when there was a beeline of RSS leaders and BJP leaders all going towards Haridwar, including the VHP chief Ashok Singhal. Baba Ramdev is comfortable in the Sangh's company, but is he totally political? I don't know. Joining us from London, also Harish Salve is joining us in our studios in London with Suhel Seth, Siddharth of the BJP, Siddharth Nath Singh, Jayanthi Natrajan of the Congress Party in our studios as well. We are also joined by Ruben Mascarenhas, who is an engineer. Last time he came, he was a student activist of India Against Corruption. Thank you very much. Prasoon, of course, stays with us. Sanjay is with us. Suhel's with us. Now, Mr. Salve, apparently you lend support to the Congress's position, and a comment that Jayanthi Natrajan made that you cannot have a independent struggle against a democratically elected government, if I am not mistaken. So you are with the government on this?
I don't know whether it is the government and whether it's the Congress. Jayanthi, who's also a professional colleague, made a statement which I read and I thought she expressed it very well, when she said you cannot have an independent struggle against democratically elected governments. You throw them out at the hustings. And I am speaking for myself, Arnab, extremely concerned that people giving call to armed rebellion and people going on hunger strike to support such people are going to be people leading what they call freedom struggle. You know, one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist. The distinction is the method you follow for achieving a purpose. Keep the extreme comment out, Mr. Salve. Nobody supports that extreme comment. Why should we keep extreme comments out? On your channel.
Do I support an armed insurrection?
What?
I'm sure you won't. I'm only saying please don't support those who support armed insurrection.
Certainly not. In fact, I began the news hour tonight by saying, Mr. Salve, there is a very clear line between an insurrection and a peaceful protest. We must maintain that line.
But people who support, people who propagate, people who support armed insurrection and people who go on hunger strike in support of those who support armed insurrection have no place in a democratic society in debate. But we debate, we scream at each other, we shout at each other. That's what democracy is about.
No, but that's all right. But in that democracy, leave that comment of Baba Ramdev aside.
Why?
Let's talk about Anna Hazare.
Why? Yeah, let's talk about Anna Hazare going on strike for Baba Ramdev, who talked of armed rebellion.
Yeah, that is exactly
one minute. You're drawing
confused, Rob.
Siddharth Nath Singh.
Arnab, let me come in here.
Say something.
I want Siddharth to
Harish Salve is slightly confused. I'm not in support or I'm as a spokesperson of Baba Ramdev or insurrection of an army and all that. That's for the Baba Ramdev and his team to clarify. BJP's line is violence cannot be part of any struggle or a movement. But the reason why Anna Hazare or anybody who stood for a fast or a satyagraha has been primarily because there was an inhuman action which this government had taken on the night of 4th of June, not on the Baba Ram, but on the larger, 50,000 people, the women, the children and all, and many are still succumbing to injuries they've succumbed to injuries in the hospital. I think that's where the issue is. So Mr. Salve should not get confused that people are standing because what Baba Ramdev has said today. We are not here debating. The whole issue is fight against corruption. The way the government had responded on the night of 4th of June to crush a peaceful satyagraha, a peaceful unshan, a peaceful fast. So that's where the whole issue
Jayanthi
is, and we should remain within that.
Jayanthi.
A peaceful satyagraha by a man who is preaching armed rebellion.
What is Siddharth Nath Singh's comment on Sushma Swaraj remaining quiet when asked if she supports Ramdev's call to rebel with arms? Why did Sushma Swaraj not pass a comment? Last heard she was still in the BJP.
No, why did Sushma Swaraj go with the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand and sit with Ramdev and hold a
This
meeting
is bizarre.
and then announce a two-day satyagraha of the BJP. After Ramdev has called for an armed rebellion. After Ramdev has, look, I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt. He's not a yoga guru. He's not a yoga guru. He's not a yoga guru. Excuse me. He is not a yoga. I don't know of any. I don't know.
1 minute, please. Please, I want to bring tempers down.
Interrupted with every sentence.
I want to bring tempers down.
That's not saying if you want to be interrupted in every sentence you said.
No, let's not interrupt.
Then I can do the same thing.
No, let's speak one after the other.
Be civil and listen to each other.
One after the other.
Or we can interrupt. I am perfectly
1 minute, Siddharth Nath Singh.
I am perfectly
you are interrupting me now. You're both interrupting me.
You're saying.
I'm interrupted by both.
I'm capable of interrupting every word.
Jayanthi Natrajan. Jayanthi Natrajan.
This is the fastest behavior. No, Arnab.
No, Miss Natrajan, the only casualty is me.
The people who attack a sleeping lord.
Arnab, you allowed him to.
No, Miss Natrajan. Miss Natrajan, I am.
I'm sorry, Arnab. There's no
Siddharth,
point in
please.
calling me to a debate if you're going to allow
Siddharth, please. Siddharth, please. If you, Siddharth, please. Siddharth, please. Miss Natrajan, can I bring some order? Just 1 minute. Miss Natrajan, I implore you. I implore you, ma'am.
There's no point in calling the Congress.
No, I implore you.
There is no point in, you don't want to hear us.
Miss Natrajan, let me please.
I can understand her agitation on Rahul Gandhi.
Siddharth, now you must please. 1 second. I request you both.
That's not the issue, yeah.
I can understand.
Then I won't go on the issue if you carry on.
To me now. I can understand his agitation because he's worried I'm going to bring up the question of Sushma Swaraj dancing on Mahatma Gandhi's grave. That is what he's worried about.
One second.
Why he thinks that is a problem.
One second. What are we doing? I'm moving into this. No, 1 second. Now I need to come in. Now I need to come in. Please, I implore you both.
Allow me to answer. Allow me to answer.
Miss Natrajan, allow me to please, I implore you, request you, plead with you. I plead with you to please, and I am telling Siddharth, please, Siddharth, for a minute. Please, Siddharth. Because you know what happens is that the only casualty in all of this is me and the viewer. But I want to get in at this stage. I want to get in Mr. Mascarenhas.
You've not let me say
I'll come to you back. I'll come back to you, ma'am.
The Congress point of view.
Ma'am, I will come back to you.
But why do you even invite us?
No, ma'am, I will come straight back to you.
Let Siddharth abuse us.
No, not at all. Let me come. I'll come straight back to you. Allow me to just get one view. Siddharth is not speaking now. Ruben, you are a young engineer. You were a student activist of India Against Corruption when you came in last time. You heard what Chidambaram said today. Yes. And you're seeing all the BJP, RSS leaders make a beeline to Haridwar. Isn't it looking obviously political? Who do you support? Baba Ramdev, Anna Hazare, or both?
Both. Because, look, the issue isn't about which activist did what and who has which skeletons in his closet.
Why?
Because it's about the issue. Clearly, if
what about the method?
I'm sorry?
What about the method? The comment on armed insurrection, etc. that Baba Ramdev...
But that's wrong. That's wrong, and there aren't two ways about it.
But you don't want to focus on it.
No, see, the issue is why lose focus from the JanLokpal bill? Because, you see, if reacting to Mr. Salve's comment, if Mr. Salve says that you can't have independent movements against a democratically elected government, it's because the government has clearly failed. What do people do? Why do you finally ask yourselves this question? Why is there such a large movement? Why is there popular support? Why doesn't Anna Hazare or a Baba Ramdev garner such support?
I want Mr. Salve to... I think he heard you there.
Popular support.
Mr. Salve.
Deal with it at the hustings.
Yes.
Arouse public opinion, and there are other ways of bringing a Westminster democracy down.
No, but there were in our democracy
institutions.
That people that Ruben is also doing grave injustice to the people of India. I think he does. We had 5 state government elections. We lost so badly in Tamil Nadu, where the people went to the hustings and decisively voted out my party and the allies. And we won in Assam, where we had done a good job, and we won narrowly in Kerala. You're doing grave injustice to the voter of India if you think that the voter is not...
No, 1 second.
Ruben.
No, I'm not finished.
kindly let me at least finish what I'm saying. You know, and what Siddharth Nath Singh was saying earlier, that the entire issue was about this peaceful satyagraha. I'm sorry, that was totally and completely wrong, because this is the same man who wore women's clothes, ran away from the police. This is not satyagraha.
What's wrong with wearing
and went
women's
and
clothes
sat
to
in
run away from the
Haridwar
police?
and said we'll raise 11,000 armed. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with raising 11,000
What
men
about
and
the
women
issue of black
from
money?
600 districts?
What about the
giving
issue
them
of black
arms
money?
training. Excuse me. Do you support? Does the BJP support it or not? Why was Sushma Swaraj sitting there and support? Then what about the resolution that was passed where by the RSS, where Baba Ramdev was made the patron of their anti-corruption?
Jayanthi, if that is the case, then why were your ministers talking to Baba Ramdev at the airport? If you knew all this,
you know, surely there is.
Why were you giving him VVIP treatment? Why were you propping him up one day?
You're damned if you. You're damned if you do, and you're damned.
No, I'm
if
asking
you
you, why did you? No, why not?
Because they were obviously trying to explain to him these are the steps that are being taken, which is much more
Prasoon
than the BJP or NDA have ever taken in their lives.
One second.
Their national president is caught on television.
1 second.
Accepting money. The point is, it is only the Congress that has taken steps against corruption.
Corruption and skeletons have come out.
And what about the Tehelka? What about the arms deal? What about
Jayanthi, there's an observation.
Arnab, I think standard question.
Arnab, 1 minute. Can I please bring some others also into this? Prasoon has a point to make to you, Jayanthi, and to other panelists. Prasoon, go ahead.
What I'm sensing is that the narrative has become bigger than the essence. Everybody is picking up pieces and saying this was done like this. Somebody went to the airport, that became important. Somebody saying somebody danced, that became important. I think around this whole thing there is a people support, and somebody said that you cannot have a voice against democracy. Why not? If you have to make amendments and improvements, how would you do it? You will have parallel voices coming. I think that is the reason you had democracy, so that you can have a voice, and those voices have to be heard. And I think this government, as I said, is any government right now would have faced this, because it's an inflection point the society has reached.
Okay, now here's the point. Here's the question. That my question.
One second.
Here's the question to Harish Salve and Suhel Seth. Question for Harish Salve and Suhel Seth is this. No, question for Harish Salve and Suhel Seth is this. Both of you are saying hustings, do it at the hustings, have a problem, do it at the hustings. Now, of course, eventually it will happen at the hustings, whatever is being discussed in the public. But you know, Harish Salve and Mr. Seth, there was the JP movement. It's not an undemocratic movement.
Yes.
There was a movement against corruption led by VP Singh and others also, which happened within the ambit of our great democracy.
VP Singh also became Prime Minister of India.
So one second. There was at that time, post-Bofors, a public and political movement, not undemocratic. Besides which, not just politicians, Vinoba Bhave also led in Free India and Democratic India. He also led protests for land reforms. Now, in today's day and age, would Vinoba Bhave also be said that you're also undemocratic?
No, Arnab, let's be very clear. Noise against government failures, against bad governance is a key part of democracy. We all support the voice which says we must have a strong law. But now the people who are leading the agitation seem to be becoming a law unto themselves.
No, how?
You're setting deadlines. You're going to say we are going to paralyze democracy. I am concerned.
Is there a fear of democracy isn't this part of democracy? This is sitting in Boat Club and Jantar Mantar and Rajpath and Rajghat is part of democracy.
Absolutely.
So I'm asking,
absolutely. Peacefully agitating is a part of democracy. Mobilizing public opinion is a part of democracy. Raising an issue is a part of democracy.
Ruben,
but when you say I will paralyze the working of government, I am setting
who has said
I will go on hunger strike and create a law and order problem. There you are crossing the thick black line.
Arnab, I just want to make a point which I made.
Sohel, now I'll come to you.
Anybody who has tried to raise anything.
See now again,
can I please?
Unlike Siddharth Nath Singh, I will always let a lady speak.
Happening by the government.
Siddharth, please. I'll come to you, please, Siddharth.
No, what about my turn?
I'll come to you straight because Jayanthi Natrajan wants to respond, and as you said, you are giving right of passage. Let Jayanthi Natrajan respond. I come to you, and then Ruben also wants to make a point. The debate's heated. Jayanthi Natrajan first.
My point is very simple. We must hear the voice of civil society. A peaceful satyagraha. We all know that everybody has the right to make, to dissent against the decisions taken by the government. My entire point that Mr. Salve, that Harish Salve mentioned, and I think it's very, very important. How can you say it's a freedom struggle? These are not your British colonial masters. This is the lawfully elected government under the Constitution. Cannot be a freedom struggle. You can call for public opinion to rise and to say that you disagree with the government. You cannot call it a freedom struggle.
Ruben.
You can't throw out...
No, but people are sick of scams. People are sick of scams.
That's why you're misunderstanding. So if you're sick of scams, you throw them out.
Ruben.
Excuse me, and if I say one word, if I say, can you throw out the judiciary also?